You know what we don't get enough of on YouTube? Good news. Even me, I'm guilty of it. I mean, I love to give out good news on this channel, but it so rarely happens. So when we have good, nerdy news, you know your boy's gonna talk about it. So yeah, I know you're not gonna hear me throwing a fit about, the liberals in Hollywood or any of the tranny stuff. You're not gonna hear me just going for the throat on some dumb left-leaning ideology that's infested Hollywood. But stick with me because we've got good news for nerds. And isn't that really what matters at the end of the day? So welcome back to Words of Paradise. I'm your host, Leon Idol, and guys, Summer Games Fest was not a total bust. I mean, yeah, I know I had that PlayStation reaction video where the PlayStation showcase was just abysmal, but we actually had a couple of good-looking games this year. I truly can't believe it. I mean, yeah, Sandland from Akira Toriyama looks just awesome. John Carpenter has a game coming out. What? A John Carpenter game? I mean, dude, yeah. You know that's going to be good just because it's got the name John Carpenter on it. Has he ever put out anything bad? But nothing, and I mean nothing, stole the show like Sonic the Hedgehog, Sonic Superstars. Let's get into this article because you know your boy is a massive stan for Sonic the Hedgehog. Sonic Superstars is a modernized 2D adventure with 4-player co-op. And is that something that we've really ever experienced in a Sonic game before, like true co-op? Sonic games rarely even have legitimate multiplayer, let alone co-op. I mean, I could be wrong, but this might be the very first co-op Sonic game, and I'm surprised it took them this long to try. Sega and Sonic Team have announced Sonic Superstars, a new 2D adventure starring the company's Blue Blur. Though Sonic is the star, and as the name implies, there are plenty of other supporting cast members in the reveal trailer. We also see Tails, Knuckles, and Amy appear as playable characters, each with their own unique abilities, and I love that they're going back to Amy's classic design from Sonic CD. Like, I'm gonna be real with you guys. I prefer her modern design, specifically in the Adventure era. Adventure era Amy is, peak Amy. And Amy Rose, if you don't know, I don't know how you guys wouldn't know by now, I talk about it all the time, Amy Rose is my second favorite Sonic the Hedgehog character after Sonic himself. Yes, more than Tails, more than Knuckles, more than Shadow the Hedgehog, your boy's an Amy fan. And no, not in some weird DeviantArt Rule 34 kind of way. I can proudly say I've never even seen Rule 34 Amy. Sadly, I have seen Rule 34 Sonic, but I like to blot that out of my memory. That being said, I'm a big Amy fan, and while I very much appreciate the Adventure era art style, there is something very refreshing about the developers acknowledging, yeah, Amy did have a different look in the CD era, and we want to honor that and, showcase a little bit more of it. So yeah, I'm down for it. I love the way they decided to make Amy look. For the first time since Sonic Adventure, the original Sonic the Hedgehog designer and artist Naoto Oshima returns to the franchise. I didn't even know that. Oh, that makes it even better. Sonic Adventure, for those of you guys that don't know, again, I say it all the time, is my favorite video game ever made. And Naoto Oshima is the man behind, literally, what is, in my opinion, the most iconic, stylized art in Sonic the Hedgehog. The fact that he is coming back for this game, I don't even know what to say. How is this not the most epic of nerd news? Again, I know I normally just want to talk about the culture war and just shit all over what's going on in nerd culture, but guys, Naoto Oshima is returning. Now, if we can just get Shinji Mikami to come back and make a Resident Evil game, it's like your boy's childhood will be intact. As the original designer of the Sonic the Hedgehog and Dr. Eggman characters, he will bring all new character to the franchise through Sonic Superstars. Wait, bring an all new character? Does he mean like, okay, I mean, maybe the article will explain, but is this game going to introduce a new character, or are they using character hyperbolically, like, oh, you've got good character, he's going to like breathe new character into the franchise? Let's keep going. Sonic Superstars also introduces 7 different emerald powers. In the trailer, we see Sonic create clones of himself and climb up waterfalls, but then the press release also teases powering up. Taking place in the North Star Islands, Sonic Superstars purports to deliver never-before-seen environments, hinting that, despite the compilation-style name, we will be speeding through all new levels instead of the usual suspects like Green Hill and Chemical Plant. I mean, yeah, for anyone that was watching the trailer, if you couldn't tell, these were all new levels, which is so, again, refreshing. I've used that word a couple times in this review now, but not review, this video, but frankly, I'm so sick and damn tired of Green Hill Zone and Chemical Plant. We get it. They're iconic. Everyone remembers Sonic 1. Everyone remembers Sonic 2. They're played out. Even the Sonic Prime TV show on Netflix, while it was good, I didn't want to see Green Hill Zone anymore. Oh, this is so fantastic. Like, I'm stoked for all new levels. The press release teases enormous creatures and evil plans from Dr. Eggman, while Fang the Sniper, aka Knack the Weasel from Sonic Triple Trouble, Sonic the Fighters, and other games seem to appear as a secondary enemy. Wait. Fang the Sniper, is that who I think it is? Give me a moment to take a look. Yeah, okay, yeah, it's the character I was thinking. Wow, he is, what a throwback. They are really digging into the vault for some Sonic characters. You love to see it. I mean, this is the most exciting thing that I've heard since, well, frankly, running into Big the Cat in Sonic Frontiers, which I was not expecting at all when that happened. Coolio! In the trailer, we also see what look to be special stages that borrow from the rotating special stages from Sonic 1. Yeah, that was the one thing that in the trailer, the only thing that really didn't wow me. Like, Sonic has some incredible special stages throughout its history. Those are kind of the weakest, the original rotating ones from Sonic 1. I really hope they take from, inspiration from other special stages throughout Sonic's history. I know that there's been a lot of games that go through Sonic's history as of late, Sonic Origins Collection, Sonic Generations, but if one area needs improved based on the trailer, it's the special stages, because those ones from Sonic 1 are pretty weak. So, it does say here, plus a 3D special stage, and maybe I missed that. I'm not entirely sure. I don't remember it in the trailer, but either way, yeah, I hope there's just more than the 2D one from Sonic 1 is all I'm going with that. The modernized HD graphics look great in motion, but the proof will be in how it plays, particularly following how disappointed many in the community were by Sonic the Hedgehog 4. And yes, Sonic the Hedgehog 4 was a bit of a disappointment, just because look, it admirably tried to blend modern Sonic and 2D Sonic in a way that at the time was new, but I think that we're going to see a very amped up version of that here. So, if Sonic Team is able to nail the physics, momentum, don't ever use momentum in a Sonic article. You were just begging for fanboys like me to tear you a new one, or Sega, tear Sega a new one, because yeah, momentum is kind of the key aspect of Sonic the Hedgehog. Honestly, more important than speed in Sonic is momentum. That's one of the few things that Sonic Frontiers really fell flat on. It was I get why, the big 3D open space that would just lead you to abusing the physics like you were able to in Sonic Adventure, but that abuse of physics is what makes Sonic Adventure such an incredible game. I think we should have the ability to abuse the physics with momentum in Sonic games. That's what separates Sonic from any other platforming IP. I will get off my pulpit now. And overall feel, Sonic Superstars could do for the 2D Sonic series what New Super Mario Bros. Did for the 2D Mario series. Sonic Superstars releases both digitally and physically for PlayStation 5, Xbox Series XS, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Switch, and PC this fall. It will start at $60, which is even better. This is not a $70 game. And look, I know a lot of individuals are saying that it looks like a AA game. In fact, my friend Cult Classic Cage said the same thing, and I get where they're getting that point of view. But that being said, I think there's a difference between a AA game and, I mean, yeah, okay, this is a AA game. It certainly isn't a AAA game. Is there really such a thing as a AAA platforming game? The word AA, when you say a AA game, it has this negative connotation to it that I don't think is truly fair. I mean, when you call something a AA game, it makes it sound like it's an afterthought. Maybe that I'm the only one that thinks that, I don't know, but I don't think this game is an afterthought, and I don't think, based on the trailer alone, that the developers are thinking of this game as an afterthought. I think that there's a lot, at least based on this one trailer, a lot of care and heart being put into this game. I mean, the fact that you've got Knuckles, Tails, and Amy. By the way, first time Amy has been playable in the classic, in a classic Sonic style, so that's really cool. They've all got their own unique abilities, all new level design, a new story. It's not just rehashes. There's a lot of care going into this. Now, is it going to be one of those things that it's like a classic platformer in that it probably only has, maybe 8 worlds that are 2 to 3 levels apiece, so really it'll be a quick play once you've got the muscle memory down? Yeah, it will probably eventually come down to that, but if it's anything like classic platformers, it will also be hard as hell, at least in the later stages of the game, to the point where it will be very frustrating and make you want to rage quit, but you keep going because you're addicted to it. You're addicted to the speed, the velocity, the momentum, and figuring out where the game is going, even though as a 2D game, it probably doesn't have a lot of story. That's what made Sonic, or even things like Mario, Super Ghouls, and Ghosts, that's what made them so classic. And I feel like that level of platforming adventure has just been missing from the gaming scene for far too long now. I mean, yeah, we had the Spyro Reignited trilogy like 5 years ago. We've had the Crash remakes, and then after that, Crash 4. You know, Ratchet and Clank did just get a new game for the PS5 within the last couple years, but Ratchet and Clank's still platformers. I haven't played it, so I don't know. I would hope they really are, but you know, aside from what Nintendo's doing, is any company putting out platforming games that aren't indie? I don't think so. So yeah, I think we're long overdue for this. I think a 2D Sonic game, people have been calling this Sonic Generations 2. This isn't Sonic Generations 2. Just because it uses classic Sonic does not make it Sonic Generations 2, guys. Sonic Generations, first of all, it has a very special meaning as far as the anniversary of Sonic, and also has a very special, I don't know what's special, but has meaning in the lore of Sonic, what it meant for the story going forward in universe. This game doesn't seem to have that, or at least not a correlation to that. Just because the model for Classic Sonic looks similar to the Sonic Generations Classic Sonic doesn't make this Sonic Generations 2. Sonic Generations didn't really... There's a difficult way to explain it, but the design philosophy behind the 2D levels was not the same as in classic 2D Sonic, if you know what I mean. You just have to feel it. Play Sonic the Hedgehog 3, then play Sonic Generations with the 2D levels. There's a notably different design philosophy in how the levels were constructed. They're similar, but they're not the same. This looks like a 3D rendered 2D game that would be a follow-up to those old Genesis games. This doesn't look like a game that's 3D first, and then, oh, let's let you side-scroll because nostalgia. This game is, let's give the player a modern 2D side-scroller that feels like it belongs on the Genesis, but with modern-day graphics. And that, there's a niche there that I can't think of any company that is targeted. I think this could be incredible. I mean, do you guys remember when people freaked out at how amazing Christian Whitehead and his team that did Sonic Mania was? That there was so much buzz. Sonic Mania destroyed Sonic Forces by every metric. I think this game could literally be the next coming of that, the second coming, if you will, for those of you who are religiously obsessed with your boy, the Blue Blur, like myself here. All in all, I'm very excited to play a new game starring the blue dude with the tood, and I really hope you guys are as well. I know, maybe this wasn't as fun as hearing me go off on trannies or, again, nerd culture, whatever. I do like to give us good news now and again, guys. Being a nerd should be fun. Being a nerd should be all about getting excited for what we're nerdy over, and Sonic the Hedgehog is one of the things that will just pull that out of me, so I had to talk about this. So if you are still here, thank you very much. Please do subscribe to the channel. You know, I couldn't do this without you. I recently passed the 1,000 subscriber mark, and I did it just because of you. So I do truly appreciate it. I am a nerdy news channel. I do nerdy news every day. Not always about positive stuff. Again, a lot of times it's actually pretty negative, but I do nerdy news every day, so please do come back, whether it be about video games, Magic the Gathering, anime, movies, you name it. It's all here in the nerdosphere, and this has been Words of Paradise.